We will start off with just a standing pec stretch. So find a wall or doorway. Doorway probably works a little bit better. We're going to place our arm on the wall, elbow about shoulder level or maybe a little bit higher, and pull that shoulder down and back. So if we're here, make sure that shoulder is pulled down and back. It's not rolled forward like this. And then all we have to do is just lean away from the wall, just rotate away from the wall a little bit. You should get a nice little stretch right on your pec. We're gonna hold this for 30 seconds and then we're gonna switch sides. Got my timer right here. Let's get set up, get that stretch, and let's get it started. 30 seconds. While we're here, make sure you're breathing. Nothing should really hurt here. You should just feel a nice gentle stretch, and then if it gets a little bit looser as we run through the stretch, you can always just rotate further away so we get a little bit more of an intense stretch. About halfway through already. And make sure you're breathing. If you ever find yourself holding your breath, you're probably stretching a little too much. Good. A couple more seconds here. All right, let's switch sides. And let's go. 30 seconds. Again, breathe in, breathe out, rotate away from the wall. About halfway there. I like to breathe in, exhale, rotate a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, pec stretch standing, 30 seconds each side. And now let's go into a pigeon pose on a table. If you don't have a table, you can always just do the pigeon pose on the floor, but I'm going to do the table variation today. And then all we have to do is bring our leg up. The shin is about parallel to the table, and then all we're going to do here is lean over slightly. You can bring this leg back to get a more intense stretch. You can keep it up here. Find what works best for you. This variation actually feels a lot better on the knee just because we're not on the floor. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's do 1 minute on each side for this one, and let's go. And while we're in this stretch, you can always move around a little bit. You don't have to just be stuck in this one position. I think a lot of the times when people think of stretching, you have to do it a certain way. But again, we're just stretching the muscle. So for some people, maybe rotating this way a little bit makes you stretch out that hip a little bit more. Maybe if you rotate this way a little bit, you can find what works best for you and play around with it. We're at 30 seconds through. I like to keep the chest out here and then hinge over. That makes sure we're getting a good stretch here and not just arching from our back. Again, breathe in, breathe out. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, cool. Let's switch it up. And let's get started. 1 minute. Working on external hip rotators, things like piriformis, something called the deep 6, small muscles that rotate the hip. Again, kind of find those spots that feel a little bit on the tighter side for you. All right, halfway there. This one's great. If you have back pain, sometimes working on these muscles here and loosening those up will help a lot with that back pain. 10 seconds to go. One, and all right. Pigeon pose on a table, 1 minute on each side. Now we're gonna go over to the wall and we're gonna do wall slides with a shoulder lift off. It sounds pretty much exactly what it's called or how it sounds. get pretty close to the wall. We're gonna place our forearms on the wall, and then we're just gonna slide our arms up until our hands are just touching, and then we're just gonna lift our arms off of the wall. Slide them back down, forearms up, and then slide off of the wall, or lift your shoulders and arms off the wall. Working a little bit of this front of this muscle serratus, getting that overhead position, and then we're getting a good, just good strengthener also in the back. So it's a little bit of a hybrid. It's a little bit of stretching, mobility, but also we get some strength in that back. We're gonna do 10 reps here. So from here, let's get it started. Keep the abs nice and tight, butt nice and tight. Reach up and lift off. Bring it back down, we'll do 10 reps. If you can't bring your arms all the way up, or it's tough for you to lift off, just slide the arms up as high as you can. Nothing wrong with that. Good, 3. Try not to arch from the low back when you lift off. Good, 4. 5. Good, 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. And 10. And that is wall slides with shoulder lift off. Now let's get into our last one, and that's going to be triangle pose. We're going to start in a stance with your legs just a little bit more than shoulder width. You're going to point this, or I'm going to point my right foot in just slightly, and then the other foot's pointing out all the way. And then from here, arms out to the side. You're going to reach forward, and then all you're going to do here is just rotate so your arm is facing the ceiling. Now we're getting a good stretch on our hamstrings, our inner thighs. Feels so good. So instead of holding this position, we're going to actually do some reps here. Same thing as our last one. We're gonna do 10 reps, and we're just run right through them. Ugh, I don't know what I just said, but we're just gonna go through them, rep at a time, and we're also working the side bending muscles, the QL, so you'll open up the QL too. I almost forgot about that. So let's get started. Arms out to the side, lean forward. Good. 1, 2, 3, good. 4, 5, good. 6, 7, good. 8, 9, and 10. Let's switch it up. That one felt so good. A little bit more movement in this one. All right. Good. 1. Good. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. 6. 7. Good. 8. 9. And 10. Woo! Triangle pose, 10 reps on each side. A little bit of hamstring, a little bit inner thigh, a little bit of that side bending. So good. We are finished with those, but now we have to finish up with a strengthener. This week we are going to do a deep squat, slightly supported on the wall. So I don't want you fully leaning up against the wall, but butt's just gonna touch the wall just a little bit. If that's too easy, you don't need the wall. So find a good spot. Come on down. Elbows into the knees, so shove those knees out. And now the wall's barely supporting me, but I still have to use a little bit of my stability and strength to stay up here. 1 minute total. Break it up into pieces if you need to. Maybe do 30 seconds, take a quick break, do another 30 seconds, 15 seconds, do it 4 times. But let's accumulate 1 minute. Here we go. Elbows into the knees. Really working on this deep squat position, so our stability and strength in our hips, our quads, our glutes. Again, accumulate 1 minute. Feel the burn. Halfway there. I'm gonna pop off the wall, see if I can challenge myself a little bit. Always pushing the knees out, being active with that. 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. 1 minute supported deep squat.